The increasing population and industrial development in the country have been placing increasing pressure on conventional energy. The increasing population and industrial development in the country have been placing increasing pressure on conventional energy sources for the last few years. It is, therefore, essential to discover new alternative sources of energy and reduce our dependence on conventional energy sources. One such option is solar energy, the energy that provides life to every living thing, whether they are plants, trees, animals, birds, or even man.
A solar cooker runs on solar energy. It is a safe and inexpensive means of reducing our dependence on conventional energy sources. Generally, solar cookers are of three types: box type, multi-reflector type, and concentrator type. Let us see the structure and functioning of a concentrator solar cooker. A concentrator solar cooker is based on a very simple principle. In this cooker, the sun's rays are reflected and concentrated on a point or a small area. Cooking pots are placed at this point of concentration. These cooking pots receive heat from solar energy and the food in them gets cooked through this heat. The cooking pots should always be black so that they can absorb the maximum amount of heat with greatest ease. They should not be shiny. Shiny surfaces reflect heat instead of absorbing it. There are a number of types of concentrator solar cookers. In India, only two types of concentrator solar cookers are used. The first type of concentrator is made from a sphere. A sphere is cut into two, and the inner side of one half is used to make the concentrator. A glass mirror or a reflective film is fitted on the mirror surface of the sphere so that the sun's rays can be reflected from any part of this concave surface and concentrated in the center. The cooking pots are placed at the central point. Its focal area is in the center of the sphere and the focus is deep. Temperature at the focus point can reach up to 350 degrees centigrade. The cooker has a tracking indicator to ensure that one does not have to look directly at the sun while tracking its direction. All types of food can be cooked in this type of cooker, whether vegetables, chapatis, or pakoras. The cooker can be easily used from 1 hour after sunrise to 1 hour before sunset. It costs about 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. However, it does have a few limitations. These are: strong winds may upturn the cooker. Scratches may damage the reflective films, and so it is important to take utmost care while cleaning the cooker. During cloudy weather or under strong windy conditions, it is unable to perform optimally. The direction of the cooker has to be changed every 10 to 20 minutes according to the movement of the sun. Cooking has to be done standing outdoors in the sun. In spite of all these drawbacks, using a spherical concentrator cooker reduces fuel costs considerably. This saving is equivalent to 2,555 kilos of firewood, 292 liters of kerosene, or 5,329 kilos of cow dung cakes, or 1,460 units of electricity, or 146 kilos of cooking gas, which is approximately 9 LPG cylinders per year.
I have been using this cooker for the last 4 or 5 months and I am very satisfied with its performance. It saves time, keeps nutrients intact and reduces the consumption of cooking gas.
और दूसरी बात है कि खाना पौष्टिक बनता है और गैस की बचत होती है। इसमें मैंने करीब-करीब सभी चीजें
I've tried to make almost everything in this,
सब्जियां सभी,
starting from dal, rice, vegetables, to gajar ka halwa, pakoras, aloo badas, thali peet.
सभी चीज में बन सकती है।
Non-vegetarian food can also be cooked, while बैगन का भरता tastes really delicious. Even chapatis and puris, which cannot be cooked in a box solar cooker, can be cooked by this solar cooker.
The second type of concentrator solar cookers used in India is the parabolic solar cooker. It is made by slicing through a small lateral section of a paraboloid. More heat can be collected by such a concentrator. It is usually used to cook food for a large number of people.
The parabolic concentrator solar cooker has been created to simplify the process of cooking and make it much easier. You do not have to go out into the sun for your cooking like you have to do while using a box solar cooker or a spherical concentrator solar cooker. A special type of kitchen is created for this solar cooker. The concentrator is placed outside in the open, while its fixed focus is located inside the kitchen.
A small opening is made in the northern wall of the kitchen. A small reflector is placed in this opening. Opposite the small reflector, a large dish reflector is installed. That is, the northern wall of the kitchen and the concentrator are opposite each other. Sunlight falling on the dish reflector is reflected to the small reflector placed opposite it. Inside the kitchen, the cooking pots are placed directly on top of the opening where the small reflector is positioned. Sunlight is reflected through the reflector and gets transformed into heat. The utensils absorb this heat. Food gets cooked by this absorbed heat. The cooking pots, frying pans and cooker are all black in color so that they can absorb the maximum heat. A parabolic solar cooker is mainly made up of 4 parts: dish reflector or concentrator, stand, tracking system, and small reflector. The dish reflector is made by joining steel pipes and shaping them like a paraboloid. An aluminium sheet is fixed to the paraboloid. A glass or acrylic layer is applied to the aluminium sheet. The paraboloid is fixed to an iron stand. The reflector only reflects direct radiation from the sun. Therefore, it is essential that the reflector is able to move in the direction of the sun and reflect the maximum sunlight towards the northern wall of the kitchen. A tracking system is used to ensure this. It moves the reflector along 2 axes. According to the Earth's axis of revolution or latitudinally, and according to its axis of rotation or longitudinally.
The dish reflector is rotated on the latitudinal axis once or twice during a month or a season, while it rotates on the longitudinal axis throughout the day along with the direction of the sun. The tracking system is based on the principle of pendulum in a clock. Another type of tracking system is very sensitive and computerized. In this, movement is synchronized in such a manner that the dish receives maximum rays on all three axes.
The small reflector is placed at the focal point of the big dish in such a way that all the absorbed energy falls directly on the opening in the northern wall of the kitchen.
The axis of rotation of the reflector is parallel to the Earth's axis in the north-south direction. It passes through the center of gravity of the reflector. This enables the reflector to maintain gravitational equilibrium. The tracking system can also be easily rotated. The focus of the cooker is on the rotational axis so that the point of focus does not change when the dish is moved, and the cooking utensils can continue to be placed at one spot.
The wall of the kitchen should be 6 feet high. The roof should be angled in such a way that on 22nd December, that is, even on the shortest day of the year, there is no shade on the concentrator. No building, tree, or any other object that can cast a shadow on the concentrator should be around for about 20 to 25 feet to the south of the kitchen. It is to be noted that instead of a kitchen, a heat storage device, a baking oven, or a steam generator may be installed opposite the concentrator. The world's largest kitchen based on steam generation functions in India on Mount Abu in the Brahma Kumari ashram. The parabolic solar cooker has many advantages.
I feel good using this. It does not give off any smoke. So we face none of the related problems. We don't need to worry about burning paper or firewood or anything else. We also save a lot of cooking gas. We save time and we can comfortably complete our work.
Cooking on a parabolic concentrator solar cooker for 50 people saves about 12,755 kilos of firewood, or about 2,372 liters of kerosene, or 14,600 units of electricity, or 1,898 kilos of cooking gas each year. A parabolic concentrator solar cooker that can cook for about 50 people costs about 60,000 to 65,000 rupees. The government grants a 50% subsidy on this. Some precautions need to be taken while using a parabolic concentrator solar cooker. You should not come in the way of the concentrated rays coming from the concentrator to the kitchen. The rays have a temperature of 200 degrees to 455 degrees and can burn you. You should not look at the center of the concentrated rays at close quarters. They can damage the retina of the eye and you can become blind. This cooker also has some limitations. It does not work at night or in cloudy weather.
Energy is indeed an integral requirement for the smooth and efficient functioning of the human society. To ensure a continuous availability of energy, it is essential that we exploit the non-conventional sources of energy. Wherever we are, whether in a village or a city, we can use solar energy for cooking. A proper step in this direction would be to start using the solar cooker, which provides us with nourishing food, clean environment, and cost-free fuel.